Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. It is God's Magic. I hope everyone's doing well today. So today we're going to be talking about obedience is better than sacrifice. And buckle up for this one because this one's going to be a little boom, you know what I mean? So anyway, obedience is better than sacrifice when it comes to God telling you to do something, God requesting from you, or your deities. This can apply for any other beliefs or any other religion. You take what you want from this video. I'm not here to tell you what to do. I'm not here to tell you how to walk with God. I'm not even telling you anything that you should be doing, because all I can do is recommend, guide, and point to the direction, but I can't make you drink the freaking water. So, if that makes any sense. So, when it comes to obedience, the reason why God sometimes tests us is because we walk with him, and then we go out and minister or do our magics for people or use our gifts, and God sometimes puts our faith to the test to make sure we're actually meaning what we say out our mouth. And so if God tells you to do something and it feels so hard to do, I recommend just doing it and going beyond your own body feelings, your own emotional, whatever is happening. I recommend just doing it anyway, because let me tell you something. I have disobeyed God 3 times in my life when I was younger, and I've regretted every single time I have done it. There were relationships I were in that God told me to leave, and I didn't. So that was a lot of issues for me going on. Got out of that issue, got with another person. God told me to leave them, I didn't do it. So I went through the whole bunch of stuff with them. The next time, God told me to do something. Still didn't do it, so I ended up back in the same situation and had to start over. Those were 3 times in my life, and I'm not doing it again. So I had God recently speak to me about someone in my life, and he told me to distance myself, and I listened. It took me about 3 days. I heard God tell me to distance myself from this person on Friday, and then I didn't listen. I kind of just ignored it. Then he told me to distance myself again from this person on the Saturday. Didn't listen, kind of ignored it. Sunday night, baby, let me tell you something. That Sunday, God did not let it go past that. As soon as I laid down in my bed and was avoiding the issue, I felt a cold chill go up my neck. And that was my sign for, So I immediately got the person and was like, okay, this is where it stops. God told me to distance myself from you. And it happened. And that's it. And I pulled away, because obedience is better than sacrifices. Everything that I'm working for, everything that I have done in my life, everything that I'm going towards would not have been successful if I would have been in a disobedience. Because once you're in disobedience, you're out of the will of your deities, you're out of the will of your destiny, you're out of the umbrella. Thank you, Tequila, for adding that this morning. You're out of the umbrella, the will of God, the protection of God. You're out from a lot of things, okay? It sucks, because when God tells you to do something, sometimes you feel like that's impossible and you're going to hurt a lot of people, or you're thinking you're being deceived into going to the left field when you're not. When God is testing your faith, sometimes God will say do something to end up replacing what you lost in the end. Do you remember the story in the Genesis where Abraham, God told him to sacrifice his son, and he got his son? Now remember, he argued with God for a minute, but he was obedient. He got his son and got everything that he needed for a sacrifice, and his son already knew that there was some type of sacrifice going on. But Abraham brought him up to the altar on the mountain, put him on the altar, like ready, and he had his knife ready, baby, and he was about to say, God, he said, God, I trust in you. You know, this is you. I'm trying to be obedient. And right before he even did anything, a ram, like a goat, showed up. He tested Abraham's faith to see if he was going to listen. And he did. So God hurried up and sent something before he did something. So he was like, oh, God was like, okay, I see that you're going to do what I say. So here's this. This is the sacrifice you need. So there's a lot of times where we don't understand, but please just hold on a little bit longer. Trust me, I'm having to hold on. Patience is a very good virtue, because when you're in an isolated state, or God has you away from a lot of people, it's because you have a lot of bonding to do with Jesus. You have a lot of deeper aspects of spirituality to go in that connects to your obedience. And what do I mean by obedience is better than sacrifice? A lot of us who work with the Trinity fast for our prayers to be answered, or fast to get closer, or fast to get something removed, or fast to gain something, or whatever it is. Fasting is fasting. When it comes to obedience, if let's say God has told you to do something and you didn't do it, but you're like, okay, God, I'm going to fast because I want to know what you mean by this. Like, I don't understand, but God has told you clearly what to do, so you're kind of running from it. No matter how much you sacrifice, God is not going to reward that sacrifice until the obedience is done, in order for you to step in the alignment of where you're going. So God can ascend you to a different spirituality. So God can ascend you to the person. So God can send you to the spiritual being that you are, that God has created and said it was beautiful and perfect by obedience. It all connects to obedience. Obedience is better than sacrifice. So I'm always, every time I'm struggling with something to be obedient, I think of Abraham when he was told to do that, and he literally thought he was going to have to do that to his child, and then God was like, I just wanted to see if you were actually going to be faithful and trust and take a leap of faith and go beyond your own human emotions. And Abraham did. Abraham was ready, baby. He was ready, and God sent a sacrifice before anything could happen to that child. So I'm just saying, like, obedience is definitely better than sacrifice. Now, there's a lot of people that won't understand if you have to walk away, or a lot of people who don't understand if you have to stop doing certain things. That's fine. There are some people that we don't realize they're not on the spiritual plane that we are on, and that some of them are deceived, and that's okay. That's okay. Everyone has their own opinion. Everyone has their own moments in left field. Everyone has their moments of thinking there's just a lot of listing. I want to talk about that today. Obedience is definitely better than sacrifice, because since I have been obedient and done what I was supposed to do, blessings and blessings and blessings and blessings and blessings and blessings and blessings. And there's been a lot of people who tried, to interrupt. Let's just say that, interrupt. But God is always in control, and God fights our battles. He does. So obedience is better than sacrifice. I'm going to leave it at that. If God's been telling you to do something for a while, do it. Just take a leap and do it. Don't care about your human body telling you, no, don't do that. Just go for it. Okay? All right. I love y'all. If this made sense, please comment down and let me know that you at least understand. If it don't, please just let me know what I need to work on. Thank you. I love you. Bye.